Welcome to this massive episode of Pop Out Cypher. In this video, I'll show you how to use Supabase to quickly create a backend with a real-time database, authentication and API in just a few minutes. Now, whether you're building a full-stack app or a mobile app, Supabase is like Firebase but open source and powered by Postgres. Now let's get straight into it. Now the first thing to do is to search the URL supabase.com. Supabase.com brings you to this page. Now when you're on this page, you click start your project. Then it brings you to this page. When you're on this page, you quickly click sign up now. Now it brings you to this page which you have to quickly fill in your details and hit sign up. Next, you have to go to your email and check because they have sent you an email to confirm your email address. When you click confirm email, it redirects you to this page which you have to click create organization. Once you click create organization, it redirects you here which you have to fill in a secure database password and then create a new project. Once you click create new project, it brings you to this page and this is the project overview page. Now you can also check out other things of Supabase from there. Then you can go to the left sidebar and you will see the SQL, the places to create new table and project settings and all that. The next thing we're doing real quick is to open our code editor, and I'm using VS Code, and we are going to write a short code just to particularize this project ASAP. I'm pretty sure we all know how to use Visual Studio Code. You just have to create folder and then open the folder up and then create a file in the folder through the VS Code. So this is the code that we are using for this project, and I'll put it in the description, and every other code that will be used in this video will be in the description. So if you're looking for the code, it will be in the description. I'm going to put my GitHub and I'm going to link it. So you want to copy it, you just clone it because I'm going to keep the link in the description. Please, if you planned on copying the code that's on the screen, do not do that. Rather go to GitHub and clone it into your system, because some things actually got changed after we are working and I saw some errors and I had to change it. So the code actually was changed, but the updated one is in my GitHub and the link is in the description to clone it directly. Also, I'm going to be explaining parts of the code so that it can be very understandable to anyone who doesn't understand. On this right now, there is a input which says tax input and a placeholder which says add tax, and that is where the user types a new tax which will be added to the database. And there is add tax, which is a button that triggers the add tax function, and there is tax where a list of tax will be displayed. So the next which you have on your screen is actually a JavaScript logic which loads Supabase JavaScript library from a CDN. This is also a JavaScript logic which connects your front end to your Supabase project using your URL and anon public key API. So this is the add tax function, and this function takes the tax you typed into the input box, inserts it into the todos table in Supabase, because we're going to create a table in Supabase and we're going to name it todos, clears the input and calls the load tax function again to refresh the list. Alright, so this is the load tax function, and this function, its job is really simple. It gets all the rules from the todos table in the database. Don't forget, we're going to create a table in our database and name it todos. That is todos, but there's like an S, so it's going to be todos. And this function gets all rules from the todos table, clears the current track list in the DOM, appends each task as a list item, showing a check mark that is a good sign mark if completed. That's what that code does. Now this is what we need to change for this work, like for this project. This is what we need to change for it to work. So we're just going to get the project URL and the anon key, and I'll show you how to do that right away. Right now we're going to get the project URL and anon key. So you just go down to project settings, then you go to API keys, and then you see the anon key right there. So all we have to do is to copy it, then we take it to our code and paste it. Since we have seen the anon public key, now where is the project URL? It's in the data API. As you can see, there is the project URL. Now we just have to go and copy and paste. Now we're going to paste the public key. Then we'll go back and copy the project URL and paste it. Right away to show you how to create the table in the database. So quickly we just hit create new table, the new table plus sign. When you do that, you just fill in the table name and don't really have to write any other thing, you can just create it. Next up, you just write the code on the screen. Do not forget, all this code I'm going to put them in my GitHub link. I'm gonna put the link in the description so you can go and just get all of them. You don't need to pause the video to type what's on the screen or type exactly what's on the screen, because some of them might be changed. The code on the screen right now is to create a column named ID and also made it a primary key. This next SQL command is to create a column named tax, and of course the tax is going to be in text. Please, if you're looking for where we went to bring out the SQL editor, you go to the left sidebar and you hit the SQL editor icon. And yes, this command is to create a new column, and the column name is complete, just to check if the task is complete. Or would I say record instead, to record if the task is complete or not. Alright, so with all the explanation I've made about the other SQL commands, what do you think this command is for? Comment below. If you go to the left sidebar and you hit the icon that I hit right now and click Schema Visualizer, you can see a visual of what the database looks like. And this is what the database looks like. The rest of the commands are just some policies that you have to add to the database for security purposes, like RS, LS, and some other ones which are going to actually help security wise. As you can see, this policy is to allow read. This policy is to allow insert. This policy here is the RLS policy, which simply means row level security, and the command was to enable it. I hope you learned something from this video. Thank you for being on this channel today. Please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell to stay updated. A Pop Out Cypher will give you the best from tech.